Let's have a look at this. God's providence. What does it refer to? It's going to come up on the screen shortly, I hope. His providence is his caring provision for his people as he guides them in their journey of faith through life, accomplishing his purpose in and through them. And it's available to every single one of us, no matter who we are. How might God want to extend his providence to you and upon your life, guiding your life towards a particular purpose he has for you? And you know, it's God's providence, his caring provision for his people as he guides them through their journey of faith in life, accomplishing his purpose in and through them. When we look at Joseph's life, we will discover how God worked in and directed his life. For him to grow as a person, to be placed in a specific place for a specific purpose, fulfilling God's calling. As we read the story of Joseph, we discover that God, in an act of his providence, he chooses this 17-year-old boy, Joseph, to be the saviour of his family. The theologian Joyce Baldwin says this: "It is remarkable how much of the Joseph narrative hinges on so ordinary a failing as parental favouritism." Because that's exactly what's happening in Joseph's family. Jacob's favouritism does Joseph absolutely no favours. And life in his family becomes more and more difficult for this boy Joseph, the second youngest out of the 12, favoured by his father, despised by his brothers. His father presents his special coat, and in ancient Israelite culture, being given a coat like this, it now sets Joseph apart from his brothers, kind of above and more special, takes him away from the farming and the shepherding and to do the kind of stuff around the home and the administrative stuff. Now, to make family dynamics worse, Joseph has a dream, which of course he can't but share with his older brothers. However, as far as Joseph's brothers are concerned, his dreams have only intensified their hatred towards him. And they begin to plot together to kill him, to get their revenge and remove him from their lives. You know, up to this point in the story, Joseph has been through a lot of difficult and traumatic circumstances. Let's think about it. Hated by his brothers, almost murdered, thrown into a cistern underground, now sold as a slave. But even so, God is at work in Joseph's life. God is using the difficulties and the problems in his life to develop Joseph's character. Through difficult circumstances and trials, he's developing Joseph's spiritual, mental, and physical toughness to rise up to a position of leadership in Egypt, because it's from here that he can use his position and his good reputation with the Pharaoh to rescue his family, who are the people of Israel. Joyce Baldwin, the theologian, she says this: we think about Joseph's life. Injustice dogs his steps, yet he avoids self-pity and he patiently endures. His character has been matured and his trust in God developed through his trials. That is a massive challenge for every person, but so important that we learn how to do that. But there's more providence going on here. The work of God in Joseph's life. There's something going on in this imprisonment. This again is evidence of God's providence in action, his caring provision for his chosen person. Joseph was being prepared to rule in Egypt. Joseph truly was God's person in God's place to fulfill God's purposes. You know, this biblical principle, as I've already said, it's true for us Christians as well. We are all called to be God's person in God's place to fulfill God's purposes in the world around us.